Hello, today I want to discuss three very apparent, I guess you could say, groups of thinking or realities that seem to be presenting themselves more and more. And today's society, again, depending on obviously on the society in which you live in, but just from the society that I'm living in, I am observing this present itself more and more. So this also relates a little bit to the video that I have done in the past, talking about bifurcation, trifurcation. And so I want to talk about sort of three main categories and what they sort of are, how they may present themselves in a person. Again, this is very much overgeneralizing. I'm not saying that people should be put into boxes and that it's actually helpful all the time to do that. But I just wanted to share this with you and then let you ponder on how you may be seeing that being presented in your life at the moment, and whether you are comfortable with where you are sitting within those perspectives, and whether there's anything you want to change or develop further in those perspectives. So for the purpose of explanation, I'm going to use the language and the words of 3D, 4D and 5D. Let's start with the 3D first. And so 3D, I guess, in a way to sum it up in a nutshell, is often you're fully brought into what it is that you physically see. So a lot of the information comes from, I guess, what some may consider rather mainstream narratives, mainstream media, and mainstream societal expectations. There's often not a lot of questioning, however there could still be some questioning around what they're told, what someone says to them, what they're presented with. However, it's not questioned to the point where it would really shake up their world and their reality. And they don't have the capacity to question too much, and that's okay. Now the 4D, or 4D, should I say, is often people that are questioning everything, and they refuse any truth that comes from any mainstream media. Their information and their decisions are often based on alternative, what some may consider alternative media, almost always. And there's often a perspective of the world is out to get me. There's a lot of judgment around people within the 3D, and they can often get caught up in the thought form that others are holding them back if not everybody else is in the same boat with them, if you understand that analogy. If you don't, let me know. I can explain more what I mean by everyone's in the same boat with you. Okay, and now the 5D. Now this category is something where the people often see, they will see, feel, experience something in a much larger perspective. It's multiple perspective. It's multidimensional in its perspective. They're able to see a much bigger section of the picture. There's much more of a love frequency in how they act and how they are with the world. They understand why and how everyone else is behaving and themselves, and they can discern through a lot of information. And they also are aware that not all mainstream media is absolute lie, and not all alternative media is an absolute truth. Obviously, that's a rather big polarity swing there, using those as two examples. But every piece of information that is provided to you, there will always be some truth to it, and also some that may just need to be disregarded within regards to each piece of information that you're presented with. Now, obviously, I'm talking a lot about, mainstream media and alternative media, but this is not just necessarily related to media. Information can come to you through an experience that you have by checking your letterbox, attending to your garden, going to an airport. Everything that you do within your life is presenting you with information, and you are continually absorbing that information and taking what it is that is relevant to you and disregarding what is not. So also those that often sit within the 5D are coming from a place of, what can I do to assist? I don't want to talk about things as in like layers or levels and one is better than the other, but as you can see, the progression between each of these three, the third dimension is very much like, so bury your head in the sand. I don't really want to know what else is going on unless I'm, slapped in the face really with that information that might shake up what it is I have tended to believe all my life. And even if I am slapped in the face, I don't have the capacity to be able to see that there's another perspective, so I may still continue to have my head in the sand. The fourth dimension is, oh my God, everything is going to hurt me. Everyone is, I don't want to say everyone's evil, but that's a very harsh word. But yeah, questioning absolutely everything. Like everything is, needs to be questioned, and everything is out to get me. And then the fifth dimension is like, oh, well, I can see it from the third dimension, the 3D, the 4D. I can see all of that, and then I can also see perspectives that go beyond those things, and I can understand as to why things are playing out the way they need to play out, and why dynamics work and how they work, and not just the external world, but also how am I operating internally as well. And so that often will be coming from a place of, what can I do to assist? Okay, the situation is another place in the world in which I have no control over what goes on. There might be some things I can do to help. I don't know whether it could be donating money, it could be sending gifts, it could be inviting people into your home, there could be meditation. There's internal practices you can do. What can I do to assist? And if I don't have the capacity to assist in that situation, do I need to be drawing fear and projecting fear into the situation? And I guess some could say worrying about it if it's not knocking on my door and there's nothing I can do to assist. Often the human energy is much better put to use in the immediate environment. What can I do to create, whatever it might be that you're wanting to bring through in your life, peace or harmony? What can I do that within my immediate community, within my neighborhood, within my friends, my family? Yeah, and often coming from a place of more love. The 3D has a lot of fear. 4D has a different kind of fear, and the 5D tends to have less fear. I'm not saying one is necessarily better than the other. As I was saying before, everything has a part in which it has to be played. Everything is important to a certain extent. Now, some people will, I guess you could say, be residing in different groups of what I've just explained, depending on the areas of their life that they may be looking at. So the way in which you conduct yourself with your family might reside within one group, but the way in which you conduct your work might be in another group, and the way in which you attend to your garden might be in another group. So yes, I'm open to your thoughts and feelings. You're welcome to share in the comment section down below. And I will see you in the next vlog.